Hey everybody, I'm Cinematic Joshua. Welcome to the Rated Awesome Awards for 2025. This time live for the very first time. I hope you're excited as I am to finally get this done. This, of course, was not the plan to do it now, but hey, that's what you gotta do sometimes. All right, so yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I am one of those, I'm sure maybe you are as well, and maybe that's why you're here, who is sick to death of the campaigning, the politics, the pure disrespect that the Academy Awards, aka the Drama Awards, has on any other genre. And because of that, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna take this anymore. And I'm gonna make my own awards ceremony. And that's what I did. You know, obviously not a ceremony, but awards categories, nominations, different fun categories and normal things. But yeah, I have the Rated Awesome Awards have been going on for, I want to say, 4 years. I believe this is the fourth or the fifth year. I have to double check on that. But I have 42 categories this year. I think it's the most I've ever had. And sometimes I scrap a few categories here and there. Sometimes because I have to have a good 5 nominations to do it. And this year's international ones, barely squeaked by. And to be honest, I wish I had a fifth nomination that was a little better than the one I have, but I'm not ranking them by how good they are in the nomination category. I'm going to give you the nominations. I'm going to give you the winner. And I'm going to talk a little about each one of those also. So please join me on this journey we're going along here for the next hour to hour and a half. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to give it another minute or so for some people to come in. Hopefully, what's nice about this doing it on YouTube is it keeps the video and puts on its little own little tab there. So you can join me at Rated Awesome Show here on YouTube as you have, or maybe you're looking at now. Got the category there for live shows. This is my second one only. I've been on YouTube for mostly since the beginning of last year. Inconsistent, absolutely. I'm trying to be more consistent this year as we go along. As I said, pretty busy here and there, but I'm going to make a better effort to get, be consistent, be current. But if you want to know how to best see my reviews and, my quick 1 to 2 sentence reviews and just get the general knowledge of what I feel about certain movies coming out this year, last year, join me on Letterboxd at Rated Awesome. I've got lots of lists, lots of genre lists, a lot of actor, director lists as well. I rank the 2025 movies, 2026 movies. I've seen 30 this year so far for new releases, I believe. And so, yeah, doing a lot of fun things over there. I'm going to lower this light a little bit. It does seem a little bit bright. I don't want to hit it too hard on there. Anyway, if you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you. Please chat it up there. I really appreciate it. But generally, I'm going to go through the categories and give my thoughts on it. So there's not a lot of back and forth that could happen this episode anyway. But in future lives, definitely, ask me anything. You could do that. But for this one, mostly just the ceremony. Mostly it's the categories. And, I've got categories for every genre. I'm not going to be a hater and only say all the dramas are only the ones that have really good acting or really good writing or directing. No. Every genre, pretty much. If they put out a bunch of Westerns that were good this year, if I had 5 good nominations, that would be a category. A few other ones, I scrap here and there, but generally I got all the main genres, but also I've got all the acting categories you would want, plus performance capture, voice acting as well, comedic acting, different things like that. I also have other categories like not just awesome director, but awesome debut director, first time directing, and then other fun things like that. So join me. We're going to hit up the genres first, I think. And if you have any comments at all, let me know. Otherwise, this will be on the tab. You can stream it at your leisure, come back to it, whatever you want to do. I just appreciate you watching or caring enough to even watch. And then, support me in the future. Come follow me on TikTok at Cinematic Joshua, here obviously on YouTube. Rated Awesome Show, and then Letterboxd at Rated Awesome. Those are the main ones I have. I'm not really on Instagram. I'm not really on other ones. So those are the main ones. All right, let's continue with the first one. for awesome comedy of the year. And the nominations, I'm generally going to do this in alphabetical order as much as I can in my brain. Yeah, because they're not listed that way, of course. That'd be too easy. I don't like things easily. I like it hard and rough. My girlfriend knows about that. All right, so nominations for awesome comedy of the year. Going to go for Ballad of Wallace Island, Friendship, Good Fortune, Naked Gun, and One of Them Days. 5 nominations per category generally. And the winner is Naked Gun. Yeah, absolutely. I love Lonely Island. One of the founding members of Lonely Island directed that. Yorma Taccone, and Akiva Schaffer is one of the writers, also in Lonely Island. I love spoof movies. I love parodies, especially they're done well. And this one is done so well. I can't wait to rewatch it in the theaters. In the theater, everyone was around me and just laughing their head off the whole time, to the point where I literally couldn't hear some of the dialogue. So when I rewatch it, I'm gonna get the dialogue better. It's gonna be maybe even better. But Liam Neeson struck it out of the park with his deadpan. Great performances, really funny jokes, just joke after joke, really absurd, really funny. I recommend everyone watching it. Moving on to another category that's Oscars don't have, awesome rom-com of the year. So this is a little bit different than what you normally might think a rom-com is. I like to think outside the box sometimes, if possible. Okay, so the nominations for awesome rom-com of the year, romantic comedy of the year, are Roofman. Before that, F, Marry, Kill. F, Marry, Kill will be the first one alphabetically. F, Marry, Kill. A lot of people haven't heard of that one. Roofman, The Roses, Splitsville, and You're Cordially Invited. The winner is Splitsville. It's not a typical rom-com, y'all. It's pretty dark. It's an R-rated comedy. It's a bunch of unknowns for the most part, except for Adria Arjona and Dakota Johnson. It's really funny the whole way. A great fight scene also in there. Friends become enemies, becomes friends again. It's kind of just really unexpected, really unpredictable, absolutely hilarious. It is a rom-com in a way, and I absolutely recommend it. All right, going to awesome action movie of the year. We got a lot of good ones. I think it's a great year for movies in general. Hopefully you agree with that. Let me know in the comments if you do, if anyone's even here. All right, the nominations are going to be for Avatar, Fire and Ash, which is Avatar 3, Ballerina, Novocaine, Predator Badlands, and Superman. And the winner is Avatar, Fire and Ash. Now, I am a huge Avatar fan, and I am really annoyed at the lack of love this movie gets and the whole franchise in general. I think they're all really fantastic. Just on a technical level alone, to get these performances, they look like actual aliens. Voices, human voices coming out of these aliens, all the different magical creatures. They're all really epic. Everything is to the 10th degree. I love them all. And this is really high on my list. I'm not going to spoil what all my awesome top 10 or 20 is, but you can look at it on Letterboxd at Rated Awesome, and it's very high. So Avatar, Fire and Ash, expect a lot of awards to go to it. I love it. All right, let's keep it up with the genre. Let's go to awesome musical of the year and the nominations. I will also mention that a few of the ones that might be in contention if I've seen it for some of these categories. I'll mention real quick here for this one. There's a movie called David It's an animated, like, biblical movie. Apparently, it's a musical, and it's one I did not see. It's really the only major one I didn't see, that I would say. All right, and the nominations for Awesome Musical of the Year are Ballad of Wallace Island, Better Man, K-pop Demon Hunters, Sinners, Song Sung Blue. And the winner is K-pop Demon Hunters. That's right. Here at Rated Awesome Awards, we mix genres and categories and art forms. It's bizarre that animation is generally only there for one category, best animated movie of the year. Although it could be, like, in some years, like Beauty and the Beast was up for best picture. But the same thing you do for international. It could be in drama, it could be in best picture. That's the way I think of things also. I'm very loose with the genres, and movies can be more than one genre. So I want you to understand that. And K-pop Demon Hunters is not only a phenomenon for kids, it's a phenomenal movie. And it's also a winner of several of the Rated Awesome Awards. As a musical, though, I mean, the way they integrate the songs, which are fantastic for the most part. And if you look on my TikTok at Cinematic Joshua, I do have a ranking of the movie, the songs there. And it's not a typical ranking, I would say. Later on, we'll have original song, and several of those songs are going to be in there for nominations. I love this movie. I've seen it a few times. I think it's great in every way. It's one of my awesome top movies of 2025 for top 10. It's really high up there. I will again let you look at it yourself. It's absolutely musical, and the way to integrate the songs to, writing the songs, what it means to the characters, how they sing the songs live as performances as being a band, how they were singing it in rehearsal. I mean, all that stuff. I've hardly seen a musical that uses the songs so well as they're creating them, and it's really fantastic to see. All right, let's go to horror. Awesome horror movie of the year. And actually, here at Rated Awesome Awards, I split up horror and horror comedy, two different categories. So let's go to horror first. So there's going to be no comedy in these generally. The nominations are, I would say also for this, I did miss Strange Harvest. Didn't see Strange Harvest yet. Could be really good. Heard really good things about it. All right, nominations are Black Phone 2, Bone Lake, Frankenstein, Together, Weapons. And the winner is Black Phone 2. I was a fan of Black Phone, but I was a huge fan of Black Phone 2. Ethan Hawke as the grabber. I love what they've done with this character. They made him supernatural, which he was in the first one, but of course, no spoilers here for what happened in the first one, but he's back, and he's on a different playing field, let's say. I think the acting is also a step up in this one. I just thought it was really suspenseful, really well done. I got more of the horror than the thriller that we got in the first movie, and I really enjoyed that. Looking forward to watching that again as well. Let's go to horror comedy. Awesome horror comedy of the year. And the nominations are... First, I will tell you, I didn't see Coyotes. Possible. I heard mixed things. I also didn't see Silent Night, Deadly Night, the reboot remake, which is supposed to be a comedy as well. All right. The nominations are for horror comedy of the year: Final Destination, Bloodlines, before that would be Clown in a Cornfield, Final Destination, Bloodlines, Heart Eyes, Hell of a Summer, K-pop Demon Hunters. And the winner is Final Destination Bloodlines. I'm a gigantic fan of the Final Destination series. Definitely one of my favorite horror series of all time. And this one may have got the crown for the best of the series. And it's, 20 years something before, since they had the last one, number 5, which was also really good. I think they're all really good except for the 4th one, which is called The Final Destination. And this one, I just think that different directors, the practical effects they use, the story, how they go back a few different timelines, some of the characters. I thought the acting was really good. Some of these unknown actors, and it's just super thrilling. One I saw in theaters twice. I only saw a few movies twice in theaters. Absolutely love Final Destination Bloodlines. Again, really high on my awesome top 10 of the year. Look for that on Letterboxd. Let's go to awesome thriller of the year. I do love a good thriller. It is always kind of a tenuous thing to place what's horror and what's thriller. Like you could say together it might be a thriller. It's kind of on that very thin walking edge there. But I try to make this distinction. It's kind of based on horror is more, provocative, more visceral, more bloody, more gory, more scary. Thriller is supposed to be scary a little bit too, though. Also more suspenseful, a little bit more less in your face of the gore. It's really hard to say, but generally, I guess several of these nominated for drama as well, or best picture, you say, for the drama awards, the Oscars. All right, the nominations are Companion, Dangerous Animals, Housemaid, or The Housemaid, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another. And the winner is Companion. That's right, Companion. I did enjoy that more than One Battle After Another and a few other ones, these best picture ones. It was a great year for thrillers. I love thrillers, one of my favorite genres, absolutely. I love to be entertained, in suspense the whole time. It really helps that they get great acting, and Sophie Thatcher, I thought, blew it out, hit it out of the park, as well as Jack Quaid in a role we don't typically see him as. And unfortunately, the marketing did ruin some of the twists and the turns of this movie. I recommend just going in blind if you haven't seen Companion. It's really phenomenal with what they're doing, and it's written to have these reveals, and it's really unfair. And I really hate how marketing, even the posters or the trailers, will blow some of these, and that happens sometimes, and that's unfortunate. All right, so Companion, absolutely a great one. I look forward to watching it again. Only saw it once so far. Can't wait to watch it again. All right, let's see what other genres we have. Wrapping up some of the genres, probably halfway through the genres at this point. I'm continuing on to all the genres I have. Yeah, all right, let's do the genre of documentary. Awesome documentary of the year. And for this one, I did not see Diane Warren, Relentless. I do really want to see it. I do like Diane Warren. I do really love behind the scenes documentaries, or behind the scenes anything. And this would be more of like her writing process, what she's about. I didn't see that one. A lot of great documentaries this year, and I've got 5 really good ones here. Nominations for awesome documentary of the year. John Candy, I Like Me, or I Like Me, John Candy, however you want to say that. Last Take, Rust and the Story of Helena. Not Just a Goof, Perfect Neighbor, Stiller and Mira. There's also some kind of colon for that. I can't remember what it is right now. And the winner for awesome documentary of the year is Last Take, Rust and the Story of Helena. And that's the story of Helena Hutchins. If you don't know the story, I recommend everyone watching. I believe it's on Hulu. It's a story we don't really get to hear very often. This is a tragedy that happened on a film set, real life tragedy. Someone died. Her name was Helena Hutchins. She was the cinematographer, the director of photography on the movie Rust with Alec Baldwin. They had some really crazy behind the scenes shenanigans where they were prosecuting Alec Baldwin, got really political, all this stuff. There's a really weird, it's a really interesting story. I won't give all the details about what happened to the with the negligence and who was at fault with getting a loaded gun on the set when they're shooting prop guns. I also will mention that I did see the movie Rust way later. It's a Western movie with Alec Baldwin again, and I just don't think it has much of a story that's interesting, and it's not very much action. I did not like it at all. But this movie, the documentary on Last Take, I love filmmaking. I love behind the scenes filmmaking. I love filmmaking documentaries, and this is one that really hit me. But all these movies are really good. They're worth watching for sure. All right, moving on. Let's go to drama. We got it here. Again, the drama awards have pretty good nominations this year. I'm a fan of several of them. I will be watching the Oscars. I watch it every year. Recommend you doing it too. I believe it's on Hulu for the second time this year. Finally, an easier way to watch it. I'll be giving my review of the Academy Awards, 98th Annual Academy Awards later on this week. Hopefully Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I'll get some videos out there or something, critiquing it, giving some highlights, awesome top 5 moments, awful top 1 moment, that kind of thing. Join me for that on usually on TikTok, probably at Cinematic Joshua. Then for these, I did not see Nuremberg. I would say it's a contention. I did not see Threesome. And the rest I did see. I saw several dramas, probably more than I wanted to this year. All right, the nominations for Awesome Drama of the Year are Is This Thing On? Materialists. Before that would be Magazine Dreams. So Magazine Dreams, The Materialist, if you're going alphabetical. Rental Family. Song Sung Blue. And the winner is Materialists. Yeah, this is a romantic drama. Not one of my categories, but I thought was a really interesting look at what it takes to what you're looking for in a relationship, what the other person's looking for. Are you on the same page? I thought it was a really great ensemble as well. I want to rewatch this again. It's directed by Celine Song. Everyone was in love with Past Lives. I thought this one was much better. A bit of an issue with the ending here and there, but I would definitely want to rewatch this one. I thought it was really well done and just like a very relatable kind of story. You don't really see it very often. Also, do you go for love? Do you go for money? Do you go for a mix of that? Do you go for neither one of those? All that. I kind of questioned the relationship I was in during that time and if it was worth it and that kind of thing. So it made me think a lot. And I really dug several parts of it. All right, let's go to switching up, definitely like taste and tones. Awesome creature feature of the year. And it's a little tough to nail down what's a creature feature. Obviously, you should start coming some kind of monster generally as a big part of the what they're going for. Or a bunch of little monsters or something like that. It's a little hard to say what is that. Could it be alien? It could as well. I got some good mix there. All right. And the nominations for creature feature of the year are Death of a Unicorn, Jurassic World Rebirth, Predator Badlands, Primitive War, Sketch. And the winner is Predator Badlands. Yeah, this one blew me away. I saw it in theaters. I think I had to see it in theater. Oh no, I saw it in theaters once, and it was just like unbelievable. We have a protagonist who is an alien, who is a predator for the first time in the entire franchise history. Uh, everything can kill him. Everything's trying to hunt him, and he's got to use his own skills and weapons and things like that to get one over on them. The other creatures trying to kill him in this dangerous, deadly planet. He's got a goal. He's staying true to himself as a Yocha, and I just thought it was Dan Trachtenberg's absolute best. After he did Prey, even better than that. I loved it. I thought it was just action packed, suspenseful, beautiful. It is up for other nominations as well. Really, really dug it. All right, let's switch back to another. Again, kind of a different tone. Let's go look at similar tone first. We're gonna go with awesome superhero movie of the year, and this one was tough because usually there's a lot more options. This one only had a few options here and there. I think I scrapped it last year too, also because just a lack of actual possible great superhero movies. But this year I was able to conjure enough of them for 5 nominations, and the nominations are Fantastic Four: First Steps, K-pop Demon Hunters, Niza 2, their animated movie, Superman, Thunderbolts. And the winner is Superman. That's right. Yeah, I love Superman. I think this is the best Superman movie of all time. I thought it was incredibly exciting the whole time, really funny, had that great James Gunn humor and just thrill with it. The action sequences, the cinematography, the score, the visual effects, all of it was great. I love performances too. I thought they did a phenomenal job with the casting. Superhero movies, it's going to be hard to beat this one. One of the rare, really high, well, I think if it got everything above maybe 5 stars, my general ranking is up to 5 stars. But if you love it, if I love it, it could be a 5.5 to 6 star ranking, and that rated awesome mantle. I think it was a 5.5 for me, and I loved it. I think I saw it twice in theaters. Also, just thrilling all the way around. All right, going back to a little bit stretch of tone. Let's go with awesome international movie of the year. And it's not just international language, but international in general. And for this, I did not see Sarat. I did not see Voice of Hind Rajab or Hind Rajab. I don't know if I'm going to see it. It sounds super depressing and sad. But I will also tell you what country they're from for this one. And the nominations are Ballad of Wallace Island from the UK, Niza 2 from China, No Other Choice from South Korea, Secret Agent from Brazil, Sentimental Value from Norway. And the winner is Ballad of Wallace Island from the UK. Yeah, this is one that I've heard great things about for the majority of the year. And I finally got around to it. Should have watched it a lot earlier. Wish I would have watched it with my girlfriend. Super uplifting, positive, a wonderful, beautiful, like intimate story, really funny. I won't blow like the twists or like the plot synopsis for you because I went in blind mostly, and the way it unveiled was really interesting. Great performances also. Can't say enough good things about it. The cinematography, the score. They literally wrote an entire album of a really good, like folksy pop, like serious music for the soundtrack's really great. Also, I recommend it. Ballad of Wallace Island, sleeper hit. Don't sleep on it. It's fantastic. I think that's mostly the ones for the genres. I'm gonna go also give with I wouldn't say it's a genre, but we're gonna go over a few more of the different movies itself. Let's go with awesome streaming movie of the year. Now, I am one of those who watch lots of streaming movies. I'm not one who's a constant hater, like, oh, just because it's on Netflix or Prime or Hulu or whatever, it's going to be just okay or worse. I understand the idea, the conceit or the criticism of having it being a second screen movie, and that could be problematic, of course, dumbing it down for people. I hate that. I don't recommend any of that. But there's lots of gems every year. They're not all winners, of course, but there's plenty of good movies on streaming every year, made for streaming or goes to streaming. If the majority people see, and I'm going to give you the nominations now. The nominations for Awesome Streaming Movie of the Year are Another Simple Favor, Frankenstein. Okay, I'll tell you where it's from. Another Simple Favor on Prime, Frankenstein on Netflix, K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix, Predator Killer of Killers on Hulu, Swiped on Hulu. And the winner is K-pop Demon Hunters. Absolutely. I mentioned before my love of it. I mean, this movie took me by surprise, like, completely. I thought it would be kind of funny. I love the animation style of it. Similar to Spider-Verse, it's done by Sony. This should have been in theaters. It was in theaters for sing-along after it was a huge hit. It's the highest streamed movie of all time, I believe. Definitely on Netflix. So, set all kinds of records. I can't believe you have to wait till 2029 right now. It's scheduled for the sequel. This is unacceptable. This should be out in 2027, 2028. Get on it, Netflix. It's great in every way. I will be mentioning more of this as we go along. But as we mention this, actually, before I go into that, we'll also do Awesomely Creative Movie of the Year, or Awesome Creative. And these are the ones that are going to be a little more off kilter, a little more weird, a little bit more just interesting creatures and like things you wouldn't normally see. I had this is one of the ones are categories where I had like 20 or so like considerations on my short list. All right, so let's get to it. Awesome Creative Movie of the Year. The nominations are Avatar: Fire and Ash, Niza 2, Odessa, Predator Badlands, Superman. Superman was the last one. Superman. Winner is Predator Badlands. Again, as I mentioned, I loved almost everything about this movie. It's so creative with the design of the creatures, the aliens. This is an entirely new alien planet we've never seen before. We've never seen this Yaut job before, or this society they have. I mean, everything's trying to get them, trying to kill them, and in such fun ways doing it. The different designs of the branch tree monsters and the giant Callisk and the, everything in between is just such a visual spectacle. Is up for visual effects, awesome visual effects of the year? Yeah, probably. Let's find out. Let's continue watching the Rated Awesome Awards, please. Thank you. All right, let's go to another kind of genre adjacent award. Awesome Surprising Movie of the Year. These are ones that are like kind of off my radar, kind of went in blind, blown away by how good it was, the quality, how much I liked it, that kind of thing. The nominations are Better Man, Hell of a Summer, K-pop Demon Hunters, Materialists, Splitsville. And the winner is K-pop Demon Hunters. That's right. Yeah. I do a watch list, an awesome watch list of top 10, possibly top 20 every month. At least I used to do that. I'll get back to that. I didn't do it this year yet, but I will get back to it. And just a quick rundown. So I kind of researched all the ones that are coming out for new releases, either streaming or theater or VOD or what have you. I don't give any kind. They're all equal playing field for possible inclusion on this list. And it was in there like the midway because I thought it looked pretty funny, looked like interesting action, but the quality blew me away. The music, everything, like it's just so much better than what it could have been. It's not just for kids; it's for people of all ages. And It's a mishmash of so many genres, and it's just phenomenal. I will not stop the praises of K-pop Demon Hunters. And while we're thinking about this musical element, let's go to original song. Awesome original song. This is always a tough one for me because I'm a rock fan, metal, punk, some hip hop here and there, but a lot of these are nominated for original song are almost always pop, or like hip hop, and or like ones I don't listen to, and it is hard to get a good list of this. But I did think I got a decent one, and so I'm gonna give you just the name of the song rather than the artist who sings it and what movie it's from. And yeah, there are a few from K-pop Demon Hunters. Let's find out, shall we? Awesome original song nominations for this year are Free from K-pop Demon Hunters, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, Our Love from Ballad of Wallace Island, Waiting on a Wish from Snow White, What It Sounds Like from K-pop Demon Hunters. And the winner is Free from K-pop Demon Hunters. That's right. I enjoy this song much more than Golden, although I do love Golden as well. But Free is my favorite song on the album, on the movie. I think it's a beautiful, romantic song about people falling in love, about trying to break free from the constraints creatively, personally, spiritually, all these things. I love the visuals in the movie about them, flying sometimes and like really feeling connected to each other. It's got back and forth. It's a duet between a female and male singers, and there's just a little bit of rap in there too. Oh, it's so good. As you know, I don't need to tell you that every song except for a few of them, K-pop Demon Hunters is amazing. All right, I believe we hit all of the main genre ones. I'm just double checking real quick. Now I think we'll go to some of the technical categories, and then we'll go to acting at the end. Okay, I think that's how we're going to go. Just thinking about it now, I have a few other fun ones too as well to throw in there. I'm double checking I have all of my main categories. Yes. To give you a quick, let's go to some technical categories. All right, so awesome practical effects and makeup. Nominations are Final Destination. Oh, sorry. Okay. I guess I say that if it's written out numbers, I usually do that first. So I'll say 28 years later. Final Destination, Bloodlines, Heart Eyes, Novocaine, VHS Halloween. And the winner is Final Destination, Bloodlines by Masters FX. They did a phenomenal job. I understand some of it. Some of the kills, some of the effects are visual. They got great visual effects on this also, but they've got tons of practical effects. Directors really leaned on that. They pushed it, what they could do. A lot of these kills are done practically in camera with prosthetics or gags, stunts, things like that. So well done. Very gory, very gross, some awesome kills, some of the best of the franchise. If you're not a fan of this franchise, Final Station, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you should watch this one. It might win you over. Great characters, really funny. It's got a great mishmash of tones. It's just really enjoyable. Let's go to, I do split up awesome visual effects. Let's go to that one next. I'm going to find it in my notebook. It's in here somewhere. Here we go. Again, visual effects done by computers, not practical effects, the different things. All right. Nominations for awesome visual effects of the year are Avatar, Fire and Ash, How to Train Your Dragon, Jurassic World Rebirth, Predator Badlands, Superman. And the winner is Avatar, Fire and Ash. Absolutely. I believe it's by Weta, and I didn't write this one down. Yeah, usually visual effects, Lightstorm Entertainment. This is the same, visual effects companies. They use multiple, I'm sure, from all the Avatar movies. I think the visual effects is just unbelievable. The 3D is so immersive, obviously, way above any other 3D movies, obviously shot for 3D. They use new technology, especially with the last few movies. They created cameras for underwater sequences. There's still lots of underwater sequences here. A lot of people have a problem with that. Not a fire. I agree with some of that. I wish there was more fire stuff, but and fire, the tribe. But what we got was fantastic, and the visual effects are just the greatest, some of the greatest ever. So we'll go with that one. Let's go with awesome score of the year, and this is the one I had the biggest issue with trying to nail down, from like 20 or 10 to 5 nominations. I'm just gonna do 5. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So, and there were several I thought might be the winners, and then listening to more of the soundtrack, I was like, oh, maybe they're not even nominated, or maybe they're not going to be the winners. Look, composers for Hollywood movies, big budget, independent movies, they're almost always like phenomenal. Like these composers are next level. They create masterpieces of music every time. It is so hard to have a winner for it. I am looking for something that's different than normal, something that's not just the same every track, using different instrumentals, different instruments also. And I got a nice span here. We're going to go with the last name of the composer for to say the nominations. All right. And the nominations are for Awesome Score of the Year, done by Alexandra Desplat for Jurassic World Rebirth, David Fleming and John Murphy for Superman, Ludwig Göransson for Sinners, John Powell for How to Train Your Dragon, and Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, aka Nine Inch Nails, for Tron Ares. And the winner is David Fleming and John Murphy for Superman. Yeah, even though I have a hard time saying Superman, I thought the score was just unbelievably like enlightening, positive, uplifting, heroic. They use a lot of re-envisionings and some samples of the classic Superman score, and it's done so well. There's lots of different tones and highs and lows in this movie, and they use this just amazingly. Again, a lot of these soundtracks are fantastic. I recommend all of these. I also had several other ones, like I'll just tell you a couple of them, like Begonia, Marty Supreme, F1, Avatar, Fire and Ash, Predator Badlands, and several other ones that I was thinking about. So yeah, it was a tough one. I think they're all just really phenomenal. And I would say I think the one nominated for this one for Oscars is going to probably go for Ludwig Göransson for Sinners, which is he's one of my favorite composers. He does an amazing job in this one. Very bluesy, very visceral. That's for the actual thing. And he was nominated here, but he didn't win for me. All right, let's go to directing. Let's go to directing. Let's try to find it here. Awesome director of the year, and this is one. Actually, we're going to do awesome debut director first. So there's if they've done the first one or if they're a veteran. But these are the ones for first time feature directors. Okay, and again, I'm going to go for last name alphabetically first. For this one, I did not see Dust Bunny by Brian Fuller. So that was the one I would say is possible. Didn't see it. Don't know how good it's going to be. It's also hard to figure out who's the debut director, honestly. And there was a few other ones there that maybe might be on the list. But here's the nominations for debut director, first time feature. It's okay if they've done shorts. It's okay if they've directed TV episodes. Feature directing for a movie. All right, first timer. Here we go. The nominations are Billy Burke and Finn Wolfhard for Hell of a Summer. Andrew DeYoung for Friendship. Drew Hancock for Companion. Michael Shanks for Together. Eva Victor, Sorry Baby. The winner is Drew Hancock for Companion. As I mentioned earlier, my awesome thriller of the year. This is a tough category. They all did a really great job, especially first time out. It's not easy to direct a movie, especially at a high level like this, to make awesome top 20 or 30 on my list. Several of these did. I just thought that, keeping the the suspense, the thrill, the reveals, the acting. Again, when he pulled out of Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid, who are great actors, like this rose on the level for me. The ensemble he created also, and I think he also co-wrote it. Maybe I'm not positive on that one. We'll get to writing in a minute, but yeah, I thought it was a great debut movie for sure. Awesome director of the year. These are actual veterans or ones who've done more than one movie. A nice list of different genres here. The nominations are James Cameron for Avatar, Fire and Ash. I guess you would do Guillermo del Toro because the D is part of his last name. Del Toro for Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein. James Gunn for Superman. I don't have the first names here. Sorry. Lepovsky and Blank Stein or Steen for Final Destination Bloodlines. Akiva Schaffer for Naked Gun. I thought he directed one before. Is that right? I guess it wasn't Jorma Taccone who directed it. It was Akiva Schaffer. Maybe that's why I'm mixing. Jorma Taccone has done directed several comedies. But Akiva Schaffer maybe has only directed this one. I'll double check on that one. But it's nominated for Naked Gun. And the winner is, you know what? I'm messing up. This is not for debut. This is for, he might have directed the ones. Akiva Schaffer for Naked Gun. That's why I'm confusing myself. The winner is for veteran director, awesome director of the year, James Cameron for Avatar, Fire and Ash. I've told you before how much I love Avatar, Fire and Ash, the whole Avatar series. It's not easy to make these movies, any movie, but these are epics. These are 3-hour plus movies. He has to imagine, I also co-wrote it, but he has to imagine, what's going on screen with so much of this is visual effects. It's performance capture by actors in the suits with the facial, the dots and the microphone and the cameras right here, a couple of cameras. He has to imagine that. He has to stage it. He gets amazing performances out of this. Incredible action, always really well paced, always really exciting. So many great moments. I mean, he's the master of the big budget action movies. Some of my favorite directors of all time. James Cameron is the man, and he's won this category. All right, let's go to writing since we were talking about that earlier. Let's go for awesome screenplay of the year. Again, I mentioned this earlier, but I don't separate adapted or original. It's all awesome screenplay for me. Also, really hard to narrow these down. So many great screenplays every year. What makes a great screenplay? The dialogue, what's the plots, the characters. It's all of them, really. It's hard to say. And this one I had a hard time doing, but I think I nailed what I got for nominations. At least 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. The nominations. We're going to go for the movie this time because there's several of these have several writers. So we're going to the movie this time. Nominations for awesome screenplay are K-pop Demon Hunters, Naked Gun, One Battle After Another, Splitsville, Superman. And the winner is Superman, written by James Gunn. Yeah, that's right. It got me to love Superman, never had before. Again, it's an epic movie, a lot of different undertones about war, about heroism, about, the characters are great, the acting is great, of course, but the dialogue is also really good. It's really well paced. For screenplay, though, I just thought it had everything I wanted for the most part in a Superman movie or an action superhero movie. Again, really hard to choose all these, but I thought they did a great job. They did a great job in general. Let's go with awesome cinematography of the year. Always really hard to nail this one down too. Again, when you're at the level to get nominated to be in theaters or even streaming, to helm be a director of photography for any of these, or a composer. You're always going to be at the highest level of quality. So I'm looking for really interesting shots, different tracking shots. There are different ways of putting the camera, different areas, some of the lighting, some of the atmosphere, all this. So these are all really fantastic. And some I'll do it by the cinematographer itself or director of photography. The nominations are Henry Braum for Superman, Russell Carpenter for Avatar: Fire and Ash. So if you were going to alphabetical earlier, Autumn Arkapaw for Sinners would be the first one. Gary Lee for K-pop Demon Hunters. Larkin Sipel for Weapons. And the winner is K-pop Demon Hunters, Gary Lee. Yeah, I know that this is going to be a kind of a provocative take or a hot take or whatever. There's great cinematography in animated movies, and especially in this one, like there was in Into the Spider-Verse, Beyond, whatever the second one's called. Beyond the Spider-Verse? No, Between the Spider-Verse? Whatever that one's called. The cameras are flying around these characters, these women, singing and fighting demons and falling off buildings or whatever. And it's just swirling around so good. There's a lot of great tracking shots in this one, a lot of oneers. It's also really keeps the energy going with the editing as well. To help with that, showing, keeping it kind of comic based sometimes and moving just really fast pace, really well done cinematography the whole way around. Yes, and that's why it won. All right, let's go with. Do we go into performances, or do we want to do any other ones? Before we go into the performance ones, I want to do a couple other ones that technical awards. I haven't done it yet. Let's go with awesome production design. Go with I did leave off one of these. Okay, so apologies to this one. So we're gonna go with the last name again, but I did forget to write one of these. All right, Hannah Beachler for Sinners. Tamara Deverell for Frankenstein. Jennifer Spence for Until Dawn. Dominic Watkins for How to Train Your Dragon. And apologies to the production designer of Kiss of the Spider Woman. Forgot to write that down, but whatever their name is, they're also nominated. The winner, awesome production design for the year, is Dominic Watkins for How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, it really transports you to this Viking village in this unspecified time in the, I don't know, 10th century or something, whatever it is. A mix mash of different cultures informing the architecture. of the village, of the arena. I mean, it's all very lived in. It's all really fantastic. Um, yeah, and I thought it was great. For the next one will be awesome costume design. And for this one, I also did not write down all of the costume designers, so I'll just mention it by the name of the movie. And okay, and I'm going to change one out right now as I thought about it. Uh, costume design. Yeah, all right. Nominations are for the movie Frankenstein, How to Train Your Dragon, Kiss of the Spider Woman, Secret Agent, Superman. And the winner for this one is Frankenstein from Kate Hawley. Yeah, I think all these really could have won. They were really, really great. This one to me just kind of captured the moment. You know, the production design also was great in Frankenstein. This helped just really invest you in where we are in Frankenstein. You know, the castles, you know, people were wearing just like chatter robes, going into town, they're wearing nice clothes. It's all very period piece as well. And then some really beautiful dresses that Mia Goth wears a lot as well. Really well done. I think this is also nominated for Oscar. We'll see if it wins. All right. Let's go to awesome franchise entry. So this is one that could be anything more than one movie. Even if that franchise has a TV show and a movie, that still qualifies for me. This is usually just a sequel or reboot territory. Not a hater of sequels and reboots like almost everyone else is. So, yeah, I think there's some great choices every year for this. The nominations are for awesome franchise entry Avatar, Fire and Ash, Final Destination, Bloodlines, Naked Gun, Predator, Badlands, Superman. The winner is Avatar, Fire and Ash. Again, one of my favorite movies of the year. Several of these also were there up there, but even though I don't think it's as good as Avatar, Way of Water, I think it's still really good, and I think it's got great performances and just an awesome addition to the franchise. I hope it continues. Let's get 4 and 5, please. Let's not stop at the 3 because of money reasons, please, budgetary reasons, if we can. All right, let's go to. I'm trying to mark, not marked off. I think that's part of my issue. The ones I've actually done, but all this in the back. We're going to go to some of these performances here and there, not just acting, but different kind. First, we're going to go with voice performance. Awesome voice performance. It's a crime that Academy Awards does not have this as a category. It's discrimination against the art of performing without being on camera. It's ridiculous. They're criminals in many ways, buying their votes and campaigning and whatnot. But yeah, so I rectify that with here I have an awesome voice performance of the year. And to clarify this, I also separate awesome performance capture. So this is not including that. It's just more for animation. Or if it was documentary or something like that, and someone's voicing the whole time as an act, not narration, that could also qualify. So let's go with the actors. Okay, nominations are Jason Bateman, Zootopia 2. Arden Cho, K-pop Demon Hunters. Brad Garrett for Elio. Jennifer Goodwin for Zootopia 2. Mei Hong for K-pop Demon Hunters. And the winner is Arden Cho for K-pop Demon Hunters. She plays Rumi, the protagonist. Just phenomenal the whole way. I think all 3 girls are really good, really funny, really emotional. She's got all different ranges throughout this whole thing. We're really with her the whole time as she's trying to figure herself out. She's figuring out if she wants to fall in love with this guy, if she wants to be, doesn't want to turn into a demon, wants to fight demons, wants to keep friends, wants to be a good singer. All these things she's battling with, and you really get all that in the performance by Arden Cho. Really fantastic. I had never heard of her before. I don't know. She's an Asian actress, Korean actress, done other live action things, also maybe a few other voice performances, but this one, just amazing. So the awesome performance capture of the year. And there wasn't a lot of choices for this one for actual movies, but there are in the movies itself. So I do have one different movie. I have two different movies here, but majority is from Avatar: Fire and Ash. And the nominees are Una Chaplin, Avatar: Fire and Ash; Stephen Lang, Avatar: Fire and Ash; Zoe Saldana, Avatar: Fire and Ash; Demetrius Schuster Kolo Amatangi, Predator Badlands; and then Sam Worthington for Avatar: Fire and Ash. And this is also a hard one to narrow down to pick, but I'm going to go with the winner of Sam Worthington for Fire and Ash. He's been our protagonist since the beginning, since Avatar, and we're with him along the way. We want him to succeed. We want him to bring down these damn humans who are terrorizing these poor Na'vi people and trying to infiltrate with their cruelty and their war. And he's a freedom fighter. He's a father. You really feel everything he's going through, and I think all these actors are fantastic in this one. It was hard to choose from again, but that's who I'm going with. That's the winner of that one. All right, before we get to any more acting ones, I have a few other ones. Let's go with ensemble. Awesome ensemble of the year. This is the first time they're actually going to have this category for Academy Awards, the Oscars, and I'm excited for that. Finally, let's get the stunts in there as well, which I also have a category for. But yeah, an awesome ensemble. This, to me, it's not just 2 or 3 people. Usually it's more than that, or each one has like a collective. They're collectively helping the acting for the entire movie. Each one has their own part to play. Try to do ones where they have like several bigger casts, that kind of thing. So again, really hard to choose from these, but I think I made a pretty good choice for my nominations. And the nominations are for Awesome Ensemble of the Year, Avatar: Fire and Ash; Frankenstein; One Battle After Another; Sinners; Superman. Superman is the last one. Superman. Hard to say sometimes. The winner for Awesome Ensemble and could win for Oscars as well as One Battle After Another. Yeah. I didn't love this movie as much as everyone else did. I really liked it. The cast, that was stacked. You can't say it's not stacked. And Leonardo DiCaprio is my second favorite actor of all time. Killed it as he always does. But new talent like Chase Infinity, up-and-comers like Teyana Taylor, Sean Penn, also phenomenal. And all the other like supporting cast, small actors, small roles, everybody is doing a bang-up job in this one. Really giving their all. Benicio del Toro also, of course. Some people are like so good, you take them for granted. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, maybe it's not my favorite performance, but he's always so good. So I'm like, is he good enough to be nominated? We'll find out. But for ensemble, he was, and he did win. Awesome comedic actor of the year, and I wanted to include an awesome comedic actress category for this, but didn't have enough nominations. I only had a few, but we're gonna go with actor, so male in this case. Comedic actor, comedic performance is what we're looking for. And the nominations are Jack Black in Minecraft; Bradley Cooper for Is This Thing On; Tim Key for Ballad of Wallace Island; Tim Robinson for Friendship; and Steve Zahn for Anaconda. Yeah, this is a great year for comedies. And the winner is Tim Robinson for Friendship. Movie I've only seen once, laughed the whole time, cringed the whole time, was my mouth was agape the whole time. I really would want to see this one again. Tim Robinson, I understand this cannot always be on your wavelength. I'm a big fan of I Thought You Should Leave. I Think You Should Leave, the sketch comedy show. He also co-wrote this. He also the writers kind of wrote for him, his sensibilities. It's very much his movie. Paul Rudd also is really funny in this one, but his like give and take with him, so funny, so good. And he could just be on camera and just have a weird, just like any kind of like facial expression, laughing in my head, laughing out loud, always really good. So really enjoyed him in that one. Looking forward to watching that again. I think we have hit all those categories in this rest of the second half of my notebook. Let's try to continue the first half. Let's do a fun one before we get to the performances. I think we have a few other ones also, though. Let me double check this. We do Talent of the Year. Let's do Awesome Stunts. Another before we do performances. Awesome Stunts of the Year. I love stunts. It was so bizarre. It's not included in the major categories. I don't know if they have it for Golden Globes. They definitely have it for Oscars yet. They've announced it for next year. And as soon as Mission Impossible is done for now, which could have won it for several years, because they're always going above and beyond, with these stunts. But it takes a lot of coordination. And I'm looking for something that's really like complex, done really well, maybe outside the box, something that really kind of wowed me. And there were so many good ones. Again, really hard to nail this down. The nominations are for the movie Ballerina, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, Nobody 2, Novocaine, Superman. And the winner is Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, and also basically Tom Cruise for putting himself through that at, what is he, 55 or something like that? Holding his breath for so long underwater. That was really spectacular. Hanging off of flying airplanes, falling from them, hanging on them. I mean, he's done some of these things in the past. Then again, Mission Impossible, if you've not heard, I love the series. I think it's one of the best action series ever created. Like, every movie is really good. Especially this, anything after 3 and after that. So really great for stunts this year. All right, let's go to, before we do a fun one, do we have any other ones before the acting ones? No, I don't think we do. Okay, so before we do a couple fun ones, Awesome Talent of the Year. This is someone who did lots of movies or more than one movie and brought something different to each role, maybe. And so it's difficult to narrow this down, but let's go with it. Awesome Talent of the Year nominations are Danielle Deadwyler for Woman in the Yard, 40 Acres. Vanessa Kirby for Fantastic Four, First Steps, Night Always Comes, and Eden. Pedro Pascal for Fantastic Four, First Steps, Eddington, Materialist, and also TV show Last of Us. Sydney Sweeney. Before we do that, Jack Quaid for Novocaine, Companion, Heads of State, and Neighborhood Watch. Last of them, which I did not see. And then Sydney Sweeney for, really busy, one of the busiest actresses, for Housemaid, Americana, Echo Valley, Eden, and Christie. All these, I think, are really great actors. I love how they did multiple things, different genres, different tones, truly showing their acting range throughout the entirety. And the winner is Jack Quaid. Again, he brings something different for Novocaine as a lead, and then Companion also bringing a darker edge to it, and then just a small, fun role in Heads of State, and then again a compelling, dramatic role as a thriller in Neighborhood Watch, which I've not seen. But Jack Quaid just really surprised me. how well he is. And he's, of course, Killing on the Boys coming up soon again, starting in April, I believe. But he's unassuming, but he also can carry the movie. I want to see him dig a little deeper in some of these things, but I think he's got the range, and I think he's fantastic. Fantastic younger actor. All right, another category. I'm going to go with 10 nominations for this one to give you extra, I don't know, fill your head with beautiful women a little bit more, either for a straight guy or a woman who's bi-curious or by themselves or whatever. We can all appreciate beautiful women, right? And so I've done in the past, and I probably continue on in the future, my Smoking Hot Elite series, and that's what this is. Awesome Smoking Hot Elite winner member. The nominations are, so generally a beautiful, gorgeous woman, but also maybe sexy in the role itself, or at least the main role. Nominations are for alphabetical for these 10. Adria Arjona for Splitsville. Isa Gonzalez for Ash and Fountain of Youth. Vanessa Kirby, Anna Kendrick for Another Simple Favor. Vanessa Kirby for Fantastic Four, First Steps, Night Always Comes, and Eden. J is before K. Oh, well. Lily James for Swiped and Relay. Blake Lively for Another Simple Favor. Amanda Seyfried for Housemaid and Testament of Anne Lee. Haley Steinfeld for Sinners. And Sydney Sweeney for too many movies. Housemaid, Americana, sexy in those. And then I don't know how, not so sexy in Eden and Christie, and I don't know how she is in Echo Valley. Borderline sexy? We'll see. And the winner, Smoking Hot Elite Award for 2025 is Haley Steinfeld for Sinners. Yeah, an unbelievably gorgeous woman, younger too, probably, what is she, like 20, late 20s now? And super sexy in Sinners. Some amazing sexy dialogue in that one. Just really provocative, really sensual, independent, strong woman. Also, I mean, just great performance, but also really sexy. And that's why she won that one. All right, let's go to some of these acting awards now. Before we get into the main acting awards, and of course we'll finish up with an awesome movie, is I'm going to go with hero and villain. All right, so awesome hero of the year. One second here. Sure. All right. Awesome hero of the year. Someone who, usually protagonist, usually someone heroic, usually someone good-natured, someone's trying to strive to quell evil at every turn. So not an anti-hero generally, except for one of these kind of anti-hero. Okay. The nominations are David Cornsweet for Superman, as Superman. Madeline McGraw for Black Phone 2. Yorma Tamila, I want to say his name, for Sisu 2, Sisu Road to Vengeance, I think that's what it's called. I did go on order. Jack Quaid for Novocaine. And Sam Worthington for Avatar, Fire and Ash. And the winner, awesome hero of the year, David Cornsweet for Superman as the title character. And I think it is the best Superman we've had. I think he's got great range, super passionate, fighting for good, trying to clear his name. He's going through so many things in this movie, more than most Superman movies. And he's also really funny and likable, charismatic, looks the part. I mean, this guy just nailed it. I couldn't believe how good he was. On the flip side of that, awesome villain of the year. And because of this, I do take out the possibility of these actors being nominated for best actor, actress, or supporting in those. Just the way it is. I have to, that's my designation. And it's a tough one. It is a tough one. And this also could be a figurehead of like a horror movie. Like if say Ghostface had a movie in 2025, maybe they're on there. We'll see. So it's not just the actor, but like the character who's the villain of the movie. So it could be like a monster or something. Okay. All right, here we go. The nominations for Awesome Villain of the Year by the actor name or the character or characters, basically. Jai Courtney, Dangerous Animals. I guess we're going with the name Heart Eyes in Heart Eyes. Just the design itself, what he's going for, she's going for. Yeah, the design and what looks like a new horror icon. Let's get more sequels or prequels, please. Sally Hawkins, Bring Her Back. Stephen Lang in Avatar, Fire and Ash. Amy Madigan in Weapons. That's 5. And the winner is Stephen Lang in Avatar, Fire and Ash. Yeah, he's been the main villain for the series since the beginning. I thought he was just kind of unleashed in this one. Like he's having more fun being evil or bad and having a girlfriend as a fire tribe person. Really embracing being a Na'vi in some ways, also fighting it in other ways. Internally. I just thought he's the best villain. Amy Madigan was also really close. I won't go over all the, who else is really, everyone was really great this year. Like they kind of wowed me, like, wow, how good you were as this villainous character. And Stephen Lang is the most fun to champion. And Una Chaplin also almost made it in this category. So on the short list. All right, let's go to, the big acting awards. We'll go with supporting first. Why not? Let's go with supporting actor first. Awesome supporting actor this year. Awesome supporting actor for the year. Wrapping up soon. Thank you so much for joining me or watching on the stream at some point. And please follow me later on as we go along, all the socials for bigger splash next year for 2026, the Rated Awesome Awards. But we'll continue on here. Awesome supporting actor this year. For the acting goes to nominations: Billy Crudup and Jay Kelly, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly, Brandon Sklenar for Housemaid and messed up the alphabet ties a little bit. Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. And the winner is Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. Yeah, I've always loved Sean Penn. I thought he was phenomenal in this role. Someone you love to hate, someone you just like want to know more about. He carried parts of this movie, a huge part of the ensemble. I thought best he's been in years, and I think he's going to win Best Supporting Actor for the Oscars this year. Awesome Supporting Actress nominations this year. Rose Byrne. Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Lily James for Swiped. Amanda Seyfried for Housemaid. And Emma Stone for Begonia. And the winner is Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. She's my pick for who would win for the Oscars also, but I do think Jessie Buckley will win. But I thought Rose Byrne was just a little bit better. I thought maybe Jessie was a little bit overacting at times, just really emotional the whole time. But Rose, really, we're with her. She's having a mental breakdown. We feel bad for her. We want to know how it's going to end up. She's navigating all these issues with her kids and work and her clients and her psychologist and all this stuff. I mean, she's a great actress. First time she got nominated for an Oscar also. She carried this movie. She's in almost every scene. She's doing some heavy lifting in this one and feel like she's really having a breakdown. All right, last few. Awesome awesome actor. Yeah, we'll do actor first. Awesome actor of the year. Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon. Oscar Isaac for Frankenstein. Sorry, alphabetically wrong. Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme. Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. Jonathan Majors for Magazine Dreams. And the winner, Awesome Actor of the Year, Jonathan Majors for Magazine Dreams. It's one of the performances that you're like riveted by the entire time. This movie was shot several years ago. It went to festivals for a while. I'm counting it for 2025. That's when it came out in wider release, and when it was limited in theaters. He got some controversy. People don't want to award him on the circuit because of beating up people or having some cancel culture stuff. There's no bearing on that for me for the acting or directing or whatever. I'm not about cancel culture. And this performance is worth watching the movie alone. It's a pretty good movie, good drama, thriller, but he is just like next level great in this movie. He really is. Every scene, he's in almost every scene. He's playing really subdued, internal sometimes, but also like really out there. He's having like panic attacks. He's trying to put on a face, performance himself. He's trying to be things he's not. It's got some Taxi Driver like mental issues there. Really fantastic. Gotta watch Magazine Dreams. And Jonathan Majors killed it in this one. Awesome actress for the year. Sorry, I redid this. I messed up. I didn't do awesome supporting actress. My bad. Awesome supporting actress. Sorry, I meant to do this earlier. Awesome supporting actress for the year. The nominations are Jodie Comer for 28 Years Later. Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value. Haley Steinfeld for Sinners. Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another. And Alicia Vikander for The Assessment. Winner is Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Yeah, I also think she'll be nominated. She was nominated. I think she's going to win for Oscars for this one. Just another great performance, by a great actress. Got her, carries a lot of this movie, really sets up the tone of this movie for the first half. I wish she was more in the second half, but she's fantastic at what she does. Every scene, she's really commanding the screen, commanding characters, not taking any BS herself, staying strong, also showing a little bit of what she's kind of fighting for in her head. Great performance, absolutely. And the last one, I believe this is it, is Awesome Movie of the Year. And I've got 10 nominations for this one. And we'll do it alphabetically again. All right, nominations for Awesome Movie of the Year. A great year for movies, absolutely. Make sure I do have 10, not 11 here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 11. Gosh. Okay. I'm going to cut one of these real quick. Sorry about that. 2, 4, 3. Man, I can't believe I wrote that. All right, I'm going to cut out. Sure. All right. Nominations are Ballad of Wallace Island. Sorry. Let's start over. Nominations, alphabetical. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Ballad of Wallace Island. Black Phone 2. Frankenstein, or Final Destination, Bloodlines, then Frankenstein, Friendship, K-pop Demon Hunters, Predator Badlands, Superman. Earlier should have been Naked Gun. It's 10 nominations. Real quick, out of order, Final Destination, Bloodlines, Friendship, Superman, Black Phone 2, Naked Gun, Frankenstein, Predator Badlands, Avatar Fire and Ash, Ballad of Wallace Island, and K-pop Demon Hunters. The winner, awesome movie of 2025 by myself, Cinematic Joshua, for Rated Awesome Show, is Avatar Fire and Ash. I've mentioned before how much I love it. It's got genres of action, sci-fi, drama, thriller, some comedy here and there. I mean, it's got amazing score, visual effects, directing, acting, just to get these acting performances from non-human characters, as well as some humans here and there too. Great. Love the story. Love it. Fantastic. So some of the top winners were K-pop Demon Hunters and Avatar Fire and Ash. Both really close there. That's about 42 categories, I believe. Hey, thank you so much for joining me on the stream, live, what have you. Follow me on all my socials. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be coming back in a big way going forward the rest of the year, doing my Rated Awesome Show every week of the movies. You know, I'm usually seeing 5 or so movies each week. Doing some quick reviews on that, as well as some visual aspects like the trailer parts of it on there, as well as doing more of the awesome watch list of the year. Doing more of the awesome watch list of the month in awesome top 10 or 20 fashion, counting down, and then a few other things here and there. I'm going to try to limit more things I'm doing, try to get the better quality out there for you and be the more present for you. Again, thank you so much for following me here on YouTube, Rated Awesome Show, on TikTok at Cinematic Joshua, at Letterboxd at Rated Awesome. Let me know what you thought some of your favorite movies are, or what you were surprised by, what you thought were what your favorite category was, maybe that you haven't seen anywhere else. I'd love to hear that. Thank you so much for joining me. Now go forth and be awesome.